Factorising quadratics again, just a couple of slightly trickier examples than the one I did in the previous video. So there's the ones I'm going to do now. If you look at the ones I did in the previous video, here's one and the guide number was plus 24. And this one here, the guide number was plus 8. And all the questions I've given you to do so far, the guide number was positive. So guide number positive, number you're trying to get there in the middle positive is very straightforward. Okay, guide number positive, number in there in the middle negative, also straightforward enough. Okay, it will always mean if this number is negative that you're trying to make up but your guide number is positive, it will mean both of your factors are negative. Okay, so you can just kind of proceed as you were in the first example and just make both factors negative. Okay, the ones I'm doing today, my guide number is minus. Okay, my guide number is negative, and it just gives me an extra decision to make when I'm choosing my pair of factors. Okay, but I start them like I've started all the others by picking out my guide number. So guide number is minus 15 here. But don't worry about the minus for now, just write down the factors of 15. So 1 and 15, 2 doesn't go in evenly, 3 and 5, 4 doesn't go in evenly, 5 and 3 is a repeated one, so I can stop. I'm not going to find any new ones once I get one that repeats. So these are factors of minus 15. So if you multiply two numbers together and get a negative answer, that must mean one of these is positive and one of them is negative. Now, it could be plus 3 and minus 5, because plus 3 multiplied by minus 5 is minus 15. Or it could be minus 3 and plus 5, because minus 3 multiplied by plus 5 is minus 15. So I don't actually know which is plus and which is minus. Same here, it could be plus 1 and minus 15. It could be minus 1 and plus 15. Both of those multiply together to give me minus 15. So what am I trying to do? I'm trying to get minus 2 using a pair of factors where one of them is going to be a plus and one of them is going to be minus. So if one of them's plus and one of them's minus, they basically need to have a difference of 2 between them. So which of these pairs of factors has a difference of 2 between them? It's 3 and 5. And then I want to add these together and get minus 2. So one of these is going to be positive, one of them is going to be negative, and when I put them together, they're going to give me minus 2. So it must be that this one, the 3 is plus and the 5 is minus. Okay, so your factors need to fit two conditions. They need to multiply together to give your guide number. Plus 3 multiplied by minus 5 is minus 15. It fits that condition. They need to add together to give you the number in the middle here. Plus 3 minus 5 is minus 2. Okay, so I've got the correct factors. So I'm going to split minus 2x up into plus 3x minus 5x. Still got the minus 15 at the end, still got the x squared at the start. Okay, so now I've got my two groups of 2 and I can factorize. So x squared plus 3x, what do they have in common? It's x, so take x out. X squared divided by x is x. 3x divided by x is 3. Minus 5x minus 15. So I would factorize out. I know I want both of my terms inside the bracket to be positive, so I'm going to factorize out a minus number, and it's going to be minus 5. Minus 5x divided by minus 5 is x. Minus 15 divided by minus 5 is plus 3. Same thing in both brackets, so I have done it right. Factorize the x plus 3 out, and what am I left with? X minus 5. Okay, and that's my answer. If I multiplied that out, I would get back to my question. All right. This example over here, I'm using y's here instead of x's. It doesn't matter. It could be any letter at all. The method is still the same. So y squared plus 3y minus 18. So what is my guide number? It's minus 18. So the effect that's going to have is one of my factors will be positive and one of them will be negative because they multiply together to give me a negative number. But I'm just going to write down the factors of 18. So 1 and 18, 2 goes in 9 times, 3 goes in 6 times, 4 doesn't divide in evenly, 5 doesn't divide in evenly, 6 goes in 3 times, 6 and 3 is a repeat, so you can stop. You're not going to find any new ones. So there's my pairs of factors. I need those to give me 3. Okay, so one of them is going to be positive, one of them is going to be negative, and they're going to give me 3. Okay, so you're picking a pair of factors that have a difference of 3 between them. So that is 3 and 6. One of them needs to be negative, one of them needs to be positive. They need to give you plus 3. So the 6 must be positive and the 3 must be negative. So split your 3y up into minus 3y plus 6y. Minus 18 at the end, y squared at the start. Okay, I've got my two groups of 2. Y squared minus 3y, all you can factor right there is y. Y squared divided by y is y. Minus 3y divided by y is minus 3. Plus 6y minus 18. You're trying to factorize out the highest common factor. So you could 2 does divide into both of them. 3 does divide into both of them. But 6 divides into both of them. And 6 is the highest number that divides into both of them. So it's 6 that you need to factorize out. 6y divided by 6 is y. Minus 18 divided by 6 is minus 3. Y minus 3 is common to both, so factorize it out. And you're left with y plus 6, so that goes in your other bracket. Alright, so y minus 3, y plus 6 is my solution. As I said before, if you were to multiply that out, you get back to the question. I'll leave you to do that yourself if you want to check that, but it will give me the y squared plus 3y minus 18. Okay, so that's just factorizing quadratics where your guide number is negative. All right, so when your guide number is negative, one factor will be positive, one will be negative. All right, so you're going to have a decision to make. All right, the pair of factors you pick is just the ones where the difference between them is the number you were looking to. So I was looking to get 2 here, so I picked the pair with 2 between them. I was looking to get 3 here, so I picked the pair that had 3 between them. Okay, here I wanted it to be a negative number, so you'll notice it was the bigger factor that got the minus. Here I wanted it to be a positive number, so it's the bigger number that gets the plus sign. Okay, so whatever's there, if this is minus you're trying to make up, the bigger number will get the minus. If this is a plus number you're trying to make up, it's the bigger number that gets the plus. So you kind of see these kind of patterns emerging. This is kind of it is. Once you've done a few of them, you've got the hang of them, they are straightforward enough. They might be tricky enough at the start. What I would say is follow this method exactly. All right, don't try and take shortcuts. There is other methods for doing them out there, but I would say stick to this one for now. We can maybe talk about other ways of doing them later, but stick with this. And like I said, if you do keep plugging away at them, follow what I'm doing. As I said, don't skip steps. Don't try and kind of shortcut this. It will come to you. Okay, and then just maybe a quick run over the 4 ways they can look. If the number in the middle is plus and the guide number is plus, they're very straightforward. Okay, both of your factors will be positive. Guide number positive, number in the middle negative, both of your factors will be negative, okay? Because they need to multiply together to give you a positive number, but they need to add together to give you a negative number, so they'll both be negative. It's when the number at the end is negative that you have that just extra decision to make, which one's positive, which one's negative. And as I said, the pair of factors you pick is the one with this difference between them, and then which one gets this sign, the bigger factor, -2. So I gave it to -5. It's plus here, so I gave it to +6.